So the $1,000,000 question is, how can AI have a chit chat with PDF? This is possible by creating a RAG model. Now, what's a RAG model? A RAG model is retrieval augmented generation. Now, you would be like, what is retrieval augmentation generation? Heavy words, right? So, what basically a RAG model is, it takes PDF file as input, and then what it does is it processes that input, and then the input is used to generate an output. That basically is an overview of RAG model. That's it for today, guys. But if you think you are smart and you can stick around till the end to actually know the nitty-gritties of how does a RAG model actually works, I'll explain it to you quickly in no time, but just hold on. So, in order to understand completely how a RAG model actually works, we can see the journey starts by getting a PDF file as an input. Now, there are some text written in the PDF file. What we have to do is extract some text out of the PDF file. Now, to do that, we have a Python library called PyPDF, and it is actually very useful. So what it does is it extracts all the text from the PDF. Now you have all the content of the PDF. The next step is to create chunks from the text, and the chunks are basically small bite-sized text combined together to form a chunk. Now, why do we need the chunk? The chunks are used to create vector embeddings using embedding models. Now, what the hell are these two things, right? Also, this is not just another RAG video. I'll completely tell you how a production level RAG video starts. Now, there's a thing called dot batch, and it is used for parallel processing of all the chunks, so that if you have like thousands of text, you can batch process all the text in just quick second. And this feature is very niche feature, and I would say like no other RAG video talks about it. It is very deep down into the docs, and it's pretty new, so that's a bonus for you. And then we use those chunks along with the vector embedding model to create vector embedding. Now what has happened is our text has converted into numbers. So AI doesn't understand PDF, AI understands text, doesn't understand text. The only thing AI understands is mathematics, numbers. That's it. That's the basic thing, and a trivia question that you now understand. Now, there are a couple of vector embedding models that we can use to convert text into vector embeddings. So, there are embedding models which are non-machine learning based, and then there are machine learning based vector models, which is Word2Vec and Doc2Vec. After that, there come RNN based vector embedding model, and then there were transformer based vector model, and what we usually use in RAG model is transformer based embedding models. Now the next step is, when we have created vectors, converted text chunk of text into vectors, those chunks will be stored in a vector database, so that all of our data is stored. Now there are a couple of vector database like quite popular and quite useful that we can use. For example, there's ChromaDB, there's Pinecone, there's Phys. Phys is pretty popular when we use Python, and then there's MongoDB as well. So everyone has gotten into the race of creating vector databases. Now here comes the interesting part. Now you give vector database the access to vector database and a good prompt to the LLM of your choice, whether it be OpenAI, Google Gemini, Llama, Claude, whatever LLM you like. You just give the access to vector database, and then you give a really good prompt to LLM. Now the LLM will use all those things, and using that along with the question that you give to the LLM will create some answers, and it will give it back to you. And that's how a RAG model works, and that's how a PDF is converted in a usable form that AI can understand it. Now, if we want to further continue, we can give both the things, like the vector database, the prompt, and the question answers, the history of answers, the conversations that you have with the LLM to continue the conversation, to extend the conversation if there are some follow-ups and stuff. Also, a quick note, LLM could either give you all the text at once, or it could stream the text that it is generating live at the moment it is generated, it would be shown to you live, and that's possible using streaming. And all of the services has provided streaming so that the experience become very real. Now in no time you have understood everything that needs to be understood about retrieval augmented generation. Those were quite heavy words 5 minutes back, but now you have understood it. And now you and I are equally good AI engineers. Also, a side note, I am linking this diagram down in the description. So in case you need it, you can check it out completely for free.